As you grow and change, it's very typical for your values to change. And that is normal. What we chase after in a certain period of our lives, we eventually learn maybe there's something else that we're wanting. Maybe there's something else that we set as a priority for ourselves. And so today I want to talk about how to set and define the personal values that you live by, why it's important, and then I'm even going to share the example of the priorities and values that I've set for my own life in this current moment. So let's talk about setting values. Why is setting some personal values helpful? Why is it useful? Why is it something we might want to do? Well, the first thing is that we are often bombarded by opportunity. We're bombarded by potential actions, decisions. There's so many different things that we can spend our time on in our life. And if we don't have some system for understanding what to prioritize, we're going to continually feel lost. We're going to continually feel like we're not necessarily sure if we're actually on track to the things that we care about. And so to avoid some future regret, it helps to have some type of system that's going to help us make decisions in the moment, especially when it's difficult. And having some personal values, some personal tenets that you live by will help you do this. So the first thing is that values that you set for yourself should be actionable. Meaning when we set values for ourselves, they should point at something that we want to do on a regular basis. Values without action is irrelevant. There's no real reason to have values if we're not using them to take some type of action. They might sound nice, they might sound aspirational, but the rubber meets the road when we take action on our values. So values should be actionable. The second thing is values should establish priority. When we have a confusing to-do list or we've got so many different things on our plate, oftentimes we feel overwhelmed because we don't have a priority list. We don't have some way of listing things out from most important to least important, and everything in that way feels important, and that can be overwhelming. So when we don't have our personal values in a set of priorities, meaning they're not ranked by most important to least important, when we're making decisions or we're at a critical juncture in our life and we're trying to go, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Having values that help you set priority will help you know which decisions to make. So the first thing is that values should be actionable, but the second thing is that values should set priority. Now, number 3, and this is what I really try to do with my personal value list that I just created, is values should come from your real experience. It's nice to read books and to have aspirational values based on books we've been reading or other people's values. But the thing is, values only work when they come from hard-won personal experiences that you've had that you can say, hey, I went through these different experiences and I now currently know that this particular thing is important to me. And so I'm going to pull on my real experience when I set my values. And I'm going to do that as a way to have values that are truly meaningful to me and that relate to something that I can actually connect back to. Right? Because if we don't actually have the experience to know why we've set this value for ourselves, then how will we stay connected to it? It doesn't really have any substance or meaning related to our personal lives. So I'm going to give you the list of values that I've created for myself. You can, of course, I invite you to create your own values. This is just an example, and it might kickstart some thinking. My hope for you is that you take 15 or 20 minutes after this video and you start thinking about, what if I had a list of values? How would that help me take action, make better decisions, and pull from my real experience so that I am building on my experiences in my life to do more of what I want and be successful over the course of my life? So here are my personal values and tenets. The first one, which was surprising to me because I've been so work-oriented in my life, is, of course, health. Now, health is probably at the top of many people's priority list and values list. For me, what that means is I want to continually feel better every day across my entire lifespan. So this is a very aspirational goal, but what if I could keep feeling healthier, more energized, and happier over the course of my entire life so that I picture a chart of my life, and it's trending upwards. All these aspects of my health are trending upwards until the day I die. Again, an aspiration, but health is so important, of course, as a foundation to everything else. And so I want to place that right at the top of priorities to set the foundation. My state, how I feel, my health, that's my top priority. My second priority is experience. And by experience, I mean memories that I'm making. These are things that I will look back on fondly. And I also mean experience as learning experience, actually being in some type of learning experience so that I'm growing and changing, not just reading about it, not just talking about it or thinking about it. I'm actually having learning experiences. Number 3 is relationships, meaning cultivating loving relationships, being of service to the people in my life, and of course, sharing myself with those people so that I can create connection. So relationships is number 3. Number 4 of my values is fear is my compass. Fear is my compass. The things that I'm scared to do, the things that I think I can't do, point directly at the exact place that I should go next to grow the most. I intend to use fear as a compass to direct where I go and what I do in my life. Number 5 is an interesting insight I had recently around leveling up, not just for me, but for others in my life. See, recently I've felt like there's more that I can give to other people. And because I feel like there's more to give, I realize there's more room for me to grow. So I need to grow more to give more. And so I intend to level up in my life, not just for myself, but for being of service to others. Number 6, maybe a vague term, but vulnerability and authenticity. I want to continue to open up more who I am to the world around me. I don't want to try to be seen as something other than I'm not. So how can I own me more in this moment? How can I share more of who I truly am in any given situation or any given day? Number 7 is a strategy. It's know the outcome. When I don't know the outcome, that's when I lose my sense of direction. So outcomes and having an outcome focus in my life means grounding myself to stay focused on delivering and being on the hook, committed to actually creating something. So anytime I have a project or some type of new action or some type of new goal, I need to know the outcome first, because that's going to help drive me forward and it's going to ground me to where I want to go. Number 8, very actionable. I create and act before 11 a.m. Time is our most precious resource, and I want to prioritize using that time as best as I possibly can. And I have the most energy before 11 a.m., so I will use my time wisely between 7 to 11 a.m. That is my time to really dial in and create something, not just consume, but use it as my time to create. So those are my personal values. I hoped that me listing these out for you could just give you an idea of what your values might be. I'm hoping that me speaking out loud was generating ideas for you. And I encourage you to take 15, 30, an hour to outline your values so that you can take more action, you can know your priorities, and you can pull from your real experience and apply it to what you're working on now. I hope that helps. I'll be back again very soon. Later.